Hello, this is another tough video. Tough video means tell a friend video. So there is no retake and there are no cuts. So the first take will go live. This is about my long, and it is 15 years journey to crack on a negative side formulated, or to master on a kind of caring, loving side to kind of master the Polish language. With master, I mean, I love to talk, and that is, if I speak a language, then I want to be very, very fluent. I want to understand everything, even the smallest kind of things in between the lines and so on. I want to understand humor and be able to express myself very, very well and understand everything the reply is, or somebody says, or somebody writes. And now, I actually thought that in 2005, I was exposed to the Polish language for the first time, and for private reasons, and then until 2019, so we talk about 14 years, I have been to Poland 3 to 4 weeks every year. So 3 to 4 weeks for 14 years, and that is around, I would say, 45 weeks where I've been living in a family, but what I really noticed is that instead of being 24 hours, which I should have written in green, that would be great, you know, if you are in a country for that long, every year, then you're exposed 24 hours to that language. However, having had the possibility to speak German all the time, and everybody kind of was nice and bringing me stuff anyway without me saying anything, maybe the real time my brain had to kind of work here, my poor brain, was just 15 minutes that I was kind of exposed, where I had to deal with the words and the language and so on. And these 15 minutes weren't enough. Obviously, I was maybe listening on a passive way, like to 30, 60 minutes per day of the Polish language. However, I wasn't at a level that I could actually make sense out of that. So it kind of passed over my head. There's lots of sound, but I couldn't even grasp one single word. Obviously, I knew maybe 100 words, and so I got along, like ordering a beer or a coffee, or saying goodbye, or saying hello, or saying good, enjoy your food, or I'm hungry, or whatever, I want to go to sleep. I could say these like 100 things, but maybe initially, like for the first 5 years, I couldn't even say those 100 words. But then, you know, it picked up, kind of my level picked up. But I actually thought my level would kind of pick up like that, and here I would be really fluent and read the newspapers and watch films. But that didn't happen. And now you could say, well, Aunt, you have been lazy, but that's not true. I actually studied a lot. I really studied. I had CDs, I listened to CDs hundreds of times in the car, I repeated the stuff and so on. I wrote, I had, starting from maybe here, I used apps, Duolingo, I think, and I was at 23% level. It gave me the 23%, and then I stopped, and I still wasn't able to kind of talk. Then I had a private teacher, and you know, she explained things to me, but words didn't stick. So words, no, they just vanished and so on. So it was a terrible disaster for me. So kind of at 2019, my conclusion was really, really bad. And now, what did I do? I thought, now I had invested, 14 years, and I wanted to learn a fifth language, which then Polish is a fifth language, and I wanted to learn it in a decent way. So I said, okay, if I now start with Russian or with Chinese or something else, maybe Spanish, you know, I would start from scratch. Okay, with Spanish, knowing Italian, maybe that could be an easy start, but then Spanish doesn't add so much to my capabilities yes, I could go to Latin America, but I actually thought I address, the Polish language. And so what did I do here? So I started with listening to radio for kids. So street radio for kids, internet radio, Polish songs and so on. And the other thing is I spent I think it was 3.5 days in a lovely Polish town at the Baltic Sea, Stettin. I can Stettin, something like that. I think I can't even write it, Stettin, something like that. And it's a lovely town, and I had full immersion there, 24 hours. I talked to everybody in the sauna, in the hairdresser, at the car repair shop, when I was buying glasses, I had a blood exam done there. I talked to guys at at breakfast, in the sauna. I had lots of discussions with friends from people from the local club and so on. So maybe in these 3 days I really improved my Polish quite a lot. And now the thing is, I cannot change the past, but if I would have done that to kind of do a full immersion here, 24 hours for maybe 2 years, I would have mastered the language here already. And so once that is the promise to myself, is once I have mastered Polish, I will pick a 6th language and then try exactly this. 2 years, 24 hours. So 2 years, 24 hours. And I think then I could pick up the language. And I don't know which one it is. Maybe Russian, maybe Chinese. So we'll see what I'm going to pick. Well, Japanese. I think it will depend a little bit on where I could spend 2 years and 24 hours. So because that would be kind of maybe after retiring, that I would then move into such a country and then try to actually achieve that. Okay, that was it. A small summary. What can I say? Yeah, maybe the conclusion is, I have experienced and I've met lots of people in the past, and there were some that quite quickly picked up the language, and then others that did like I do, or like I am doing with Polish, that they stay at a kind of a level that is really, really bad. It doesn't permit you to really speak fluently and understand. So you will not move your brain into using in your brain to actually use that language, and then you always stay below this threshold, and which I think is really bad. And I think it only takes a small effort to actually pull you up and then find a lot of satisfaction. ? Maybe some people don't care, so maybe how good they speak the language. But for me, communication is key. I love to communicate. I think it enriches me, not only language-wise or in a social way, but also in terms of intellect. You can get a lot of ideas from a different language, of people that think in a different language, that maybe have a different culture, and instead of them trying to speak in English and then you, not your mother tongue, trying to listen to their English, and then you translate it into German. So there is too much loss in information, so that I think that if I could master the Polish language, then I could go maybe on holidays 3-4 times for a week or so, and actually grasp the Polish way of thinking. And I think that would add a lot to my intellectual luggage that I carry with me. And so that's the ending, and I will now try to do a summary, a diary of what I have done in the 3.5 days in Szczecin, and I'll do that in Polish, and I'll do it just for me to see how good I am already. And that's it. Thank you for listening. Bye bye.